Hi, my name is Don and welcome to Soul Chat. Like many of you, I have been a seeker and a student, and I will continue to be one. In the over 30 years that I have been trying to learn the language of the soul through different thought schools and healing modalities, I have found that the best way to learn, at least for me, is through honest and soulful conversations. And so I invite you today, let's have a chat.
Today, I think we should talk about our creed. I think before any serious discussion on the affairs of our soul can be had, we need to talk about our creed, meaning what are the things that we believe in, what we believe about the world behind our eyes, our beliefs about God, our beliefs about the nature of the universe, the nature of God, our beliefs about our spirit, our beliefs about how we relate to each other, our beliefs about how we are able to manifest, perhaps. Essentially, what we believe in about the realm of the absolute. Now, why is this important? I I think it's really not often that we think about these things. It's easy to spell out a lot of the things we believe in because we were told to believe in it. But for many, these things probably don't even match their experience anymore. I've met a lot of people, if you ask them what they believe in, their quick answers will be a list of all the things that they don't believe in. And usually it starts with the religion that they're brought up with. They can give you a litany of all the things that don't seem to work for them anymore. And perhaps for many, that is a first step into growing, into learning. But after the revolution, after saying, I don't want that or I don't believe in this anymore, I think the harder question is, so what now do you believe in? And that's where many of us get stuck or just have a vague idea. Now, this is important because our creed, what we believe in, I am convinced sets the parameters of what we are able to co-create. It sets the boundaries. Now, the idea, of course, is that our creed evolves and it grows. And I think the point of growing and learning in this life is that our creed evolves. It has to grow as we learn, as we encounter and experience and learn things about ourselves and about the world around us and about the nature of God and our experience of God and Spirit. And therefore, these boundaries further expand and expand and expand, perhaps through several lifetimes. And so, this is why I think it's important for all of us to stop and make a note. List down the basic things that you believe in. What do you believe about God? Is God an off-planet being that looks over us and punishes us if we don't, follow his bidding? Is he a he? How about heaven? Is heaven a place that we go to when we die? How about our soul? What is this? Is it something that stays silent and powerless while we have this body? How about our thoughts and beliefs about our energy system? Do we even believe in that? And if yes, how does that influence us? How does that influence our bodies? How does that influence how we relate to other people? How about our beliefs about nature and the intelligence that governs nature? Does it have a spirit? How about angels and spirit guides or our ancestors? Do they continue to influence us? Another thing that we can look at is, how does heaven speak? First of all, does heaven speak to you? Can it speak to you? And if so, how? Is it limited to scripture? Is it limited to holy people? Can God talk to you directly? Can he use words? How about our ideas about co-creation? Do we believe that we co-create our own reality? Do we believe that we are powerless over the external events that happen to us? What about our thoughts about what happens after when this body dies? Do you believe that you can choose to come back? Or do we just stay there in the light of God in an off planet place called heaven? How about hell? Do we believe in punishment? What kind of justice does God have? Is it the same as human justice? How about unconditional love? How does God love vis-a-vis how we love, how we are capable of loving? Also, what are your thoughts about being made in the image and likeness of God? You know, all these things and much more, we probably take for granted and probably don't give much thought. We assign that job to the people we say should be worrying about it. The scholars, the rabbis, the priests. Who's to say that their truth is the truth? I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying it might serve us well to be clear about what we believe in now, based on our experience. What is our truth now? You know, things may change and they should change, because if it doesn't, that means we're stagnant. Before, people believed the world was flat because God said so. It's in scripture. Now we don't, because we learned, we grew, our experience of the planet changed, and therefore our boundaries, our creed had to change. But we have to start with believing in something. If you don't believe in God, you still have to believe in something. And if you do, write that down, explore. And if you don't know, ask a question. I am convinced that the answer will be there under your nose even before you ask. Let's save that for another discussion. So, what is your creed? Here are some questions that can get you started. Number 1, do you believe in God? If so, what is His nature? Reflect on how it has evolved, if at all, from your childhood. Number 2, what is your experience of God and the divine? How does that shape your belief? Number 3, how do you perceive what is beyond the physical? How do you experience it? If you do, what do you believe about it? This is where you can probably reflect on your thoughts and your experience about sensing energy, about being empathic, about healing. This part can also be about what your experience are with guidance, with communicating beyond, with spirits, with angels, with your departed loved ones. The 4th question could be, what is the purpose of creation and how do you relate to it? For the 5th question, maybe it's also good to think about if you're comfortable with your spiritual skin. After answering all these questions, perhaps you can put it into one written creed that you can look at and reflect on and polish and revise as you grow. Well, it's been a while since I checked out mine, so I suppose it's also time for me to review and reflect on what I believe today. Enjoy the exercise. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have a chat with me below. Bye.